how are you? We're at the staff entrance where they do the tours for the Blue Jays. Starts in like 5 minutes. Yep. Dave Banger, Maine, how are ya? Got here, they thought it was staff because this is the staff entrance. But then if you're going on the tour, you get swiped in and you're good to go. Hey Janice, how are you? We're waiting for the tour to start. So I've signed up for the tour of the Rogers Center where they bring you to all where the renovations have happened. The game is on today. I believe the Jays are playing Nationals at 3 p.m. today. And I'm wearing a wristband, name tag, not name tag, but a wristband. Hey Sam, how are you? Just patiently waiting here for the tour to begin.
No. And then he started gagging, and I started gagging. He's like 4 tips this morning. I know. I clean up every day, and they're so refreshing.
The busy entrance. Security. Checking everybody. Checking bags. Checking everything about. Hey, Kathy, good morning. I'm not normally a morning person, but I'm here at the Sky Dome waiting the tour.
I do it daily. It's refreshing. I have no problem here. You're not supposed to. You're just supposed to like go around.
Dano, how are you?
I was laughing. He likes those jokes. Just go with me. When we were, I forgot to tell you, me and Carrie and we were going to find a drink on a bathroom or whatever.
It is freaking cold today. I'm tired of this cold weather. Just really just.
And she had jeans on.
And I think there's going to be like freezing rain today. That's in Toronto at least. Up north, I think they're already getting that kind of
Car
weather.
doors are open and the cows coming out.
It's amazing the staff. The game starts at 3 today, and the staff entrance is just humming with people coming in. Wow. 5 hours before the game starts.
She was like, it was so funny. She's like, yeah, she's like, those were so wild. I didn't think how was good. Oh, Kirby.
Waiting for this tour feels like the longest 5 minutes of my life. It's like waiting for the conditioner to work in the shower. Val Kilmer passed? Why did I like him?
Well, there was like a lull in the music, and she's like, take
Remember that movie Heat? Heat was the big movie that I remember him in.
The guys behind us are like, he didn't do anything. And she's like,
Throat cancer, balls. I think we're about to go.
Everybody who's here for our tour this morning, if you want to just follow me down this way.
And tour has begun.
All right, hello everyone. How are you doing today? Good. My name is Irene. I'm going to be your tour guide today throughout the Rogers Center. I'll introduce you to our tail tour guides here as well. We have Amanda and Kate. They'll just be helping us around the switch into one elevator. And if you have any questions along the way today, please feel more than welcome to ask myself or Kate or Amanda, and we'll do our best to get you an answer. Before we get going today, I do have a few logistical things, main one being safety. As you will see, this is a very large ballpark. We don't particularly want to lose anyone along the way today, so please do stay close to us. If you need to go to the bathroom at any point in time, just let one of us know. We can make the appropriate pit stops for you. You will also see it is a working ballpark, so we're getting ready for our game today. So there's lots of carts, people walking around, carts driving up and down. So we may have to step to the side at some point in time just to let them pass. We're going to do our best to keep an eye out for you all today, but please also be aware of your surroundings as we walk through the ballpark. Now it is also a very photogenic ballpark, so please take as many photos, as many videos. You can take boomerangs, whatever you want to do, TikToks. Please take as many as you want. We also have hands and a decent eye for photography, so if you want a cool solo shot or group shot, we can take that for you as well. Before we head into the ballpark, I do want to acknowledge that the land we're going to be walking on today has been inhabited for thousands of years by many indigenous groups and peoples. This includes the Haudenosaunee Confederacy of Six Nations, the Wendat Nation, and the Mississauga of the Credit as well. Now I'm super excited today to share a little bit of the Jays history with you and show you where all of the magic happens here at the Rogers Centre. So we're going to head upstairs to get a better view of the ballpark to start.
I did press it for time.
All right, the first group can come in here and meet. We could take, yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. Ooh, executive suites.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 300 level, the 400 level are home to a lot of the TD executive suites. So companies can buy them out and sort of host their team there, or often like people have corporate events and things like that in the executive suites. Just wait for the rest of the group to come up and then we can head inside. Has anyone watched a game from the executive suites before?
Please no.
No. Did you see a different team from like that sort of area in the ballpark?
No, like we've been at the Scotia Bank for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
Not for trips,
All right, we can head inside the Jays nest here.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. So this area here is known as the Jays Nest. So some of you might be aware, over the past few years, we had quite a bit of construction going on here at the ballpark. One of the main things we did was we renovated the entirety of our outfield district. So downstairs we have a few bars that have sort of been renovated to have a more casual viewing experience. People don't want to spend the whole 9 innings in a seat. In this space in particular, which is used mainly for group bookings. So you can book this space, bring a big group of friends, bring your coworkers, and watch the game together up here, which is kind of nice. Another one of the things we did during the construction is we replaced the entirety of the lower seating bowl here. It used to convert into a football field, so it no longer does that now. We got to add a few cool things because we got rid of that feature. Now, I do want to talk to you briefly, or not briefly, but quite a lot actually today, about the Jays' history, and specifically how they got started in Toronto in the first place. But before we talk about them, I want to ask if anyone knows who the Maple Leafs are. Yeah? Who are they? So I'm actually not talking about the hockey team, but that is a good guess. The first baseball organization in Toronto was also called the Maple Leafs. They were founded all the way back in 1896, and they played on a few stadiums here in the city, most notably Hanlon's Point Stadium, that used to be located on the Toronto Islands. Now, a rather famous baseball player actually hit his first ever professional home run at that stadium. Anyone have an idea who that might have been?
Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth, yeah. The ball is likely still in Lake Ontario somewhere, so if you have some scuba gear and you want to make a buck, maybe go try and find that ball around Hanlon's Point. Now, unfortunately, the Maple Leafs went bankrupt in the 1960s, and it left this big baseball-sized hole here in Toronto. But fast forward about 9 years, and after many years of campaigning and trying to bring baseball to Toronto, we finally were going to get a team. We were going to be the Toronto Giants.
Giant.
Really?
Yeah, so before the Blue Jays were even a thing, there was actually a bid to move the San Francisco Giants here to Toronto. This was a deal that was headed up by Paul Godfrey, who would later become the president of the Blue Jays, and Don McDougall, who was the president of Labatt Brewing Companies. Now these two men had everything ready to go. We even had logos printed that said Toronto Giants on it. They were gonna launch it, and then they weren't. Because there was a new mayor in San Francisco who was not super keen on the idea of losing his baseball team. So he actually filed an injunction to stop the sale of the team to Toronto. So unfortunately, we didn't get the Giants. But we wouldn't have to wait long for another chance at getting a team. Only a few years later, a few months later, Seattle was awarded a franchise in one of the leagues, and there was a nice open spot for another team. Toronto entered the bid, and we finally got a Major League Baseball team. But the team was still in need of an identity. Now, does anybody know how the Blue Jays got their name? So it was actually a contest. So we asked people all over Canada to submit their names of what they wanted this team to be called. We got over 30,000 submissions. One of the most popular ones was the Toronto Blues. However, at the time, the University of Toronto, their sports teams were known as the Varsity Blues, so they thought it was a little bit too similar. And so, after much deliberations, the Toronto Blue Jays were born. Now, we know today that this is their home, but this was not always the stadium that the Jays played at. Their first game in 1977, does anybody know what stadium that took place at? Yeah.
Exhibition Stadium.
Exhibition Stadium. So it used to be located just west of where we are now on the same grounds that BMO Field sits. This was not a very popular stadium. A lot of people called it the mistake by the lake because it had very little shelter for fans. Now, after many years, they moved here to the Sky Dome, what was known as the Sky Dome in 1989. And at that time, again, it was not just home to the Jays, but also the Toronto Argonauts, and for a number of years, the Toronto Raptors played here as well. They also had many concerts, WrestleManias, other events. We had Nelson Mandela come to visit here as well. So it was very much a multi-use space, and like I mentioned before, the seats behind home plate there used to rotate out to make it a football field. We have removed that function, so today it is predominantly used for baseball and other concerts and events, recently hosting 6 sold-out shows of Taylor Swift. So I'll give you a chance to take some cool pictures here, because this is a great view of the field, and then we're going to visit another one of the executive suites. We can go down a minute.
Hey Yoshi, how are you? Skywalking, welcome. This is like a fucking paradise here. It's a little game paradise. I saw a baseball game at the bleachers, Exhibition Stadium. You get tickets for $2. Stay with the tour.
Great. Thank you.
Is that a camera? Yeah.
The next spot we're going to will be next to the visiting TV area.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we have this sort of outfield space. See that red sign? We ripped out and redid.
Hey Janice, how are you?
So because the Argos now have their home, they don't here anymore.
Sorry if I miss you in the chat. I'm trying my best not to speak when they're talking. Yeah, this is like a boy paradise. It's like a man cave. I guess I shouldn't just limit that to boys.
Another executive suite here.
Are these all private boxes?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually they'll replace where the bird's head is there with like a company logo
right,
or
right.
a name of whoever booked it out. Yeah, so you can see this is like the TD designated
Oh,
one.
great, yeah. Certainly get your steps in this building.
Yes.
Ooh, neat. Hey, Flick, how are you?
Come on in.
I found beer.
Oh, this one's cool.
Line up there.
All right, everyone. So this is the Rogers Suite. Now I didn't just bring you here because they happen to own the building, but it is a very cool executive suite, mainly because of our all-star wall at the front there, and this piece.
Hey, Diva, how are ya?
Here. Now, any idea what this might be referring to? The bat flip, yeah. So this is actually the trajectory of Jose Bautista's bat flip.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's 19 bats we figured out because he's number 19 as well. So it's a very cool piece. Now, for those who are not familiar with the bat flip, you may know that in 1992 and 1993 we won the World Series. But for about 20 years after that, we did not make the postseason. And it was very tense for the fan base during those years. But this finally came to an end in 2015 when we made the American League Division Series. And we were up against the Texas Rangers, and unfortunately we lost the first 2 games in the series. And
Hey, Dixon, how are you?
we were going to fall at the first hurdle in the postseason. But we actually came back to win the next 2 games after the Rangers tweeted at us that they hoped we enjoyed our hockey season. I like to think that that's the motivation they needed to win those next 2 games. Bringing it down to a Game 5, winner takes all here at the Rogers Center. Now this was a very tense game. The 7th inning of this game lasted for a total of 53 minutes. This is one of the longest recorded innings in Major League Baseball. At the top of the 7th, there's a bit of a controversial call when the pitcher at the time threw the ball to home and it accidentally hit the batter's bat. The Rangers player on third saw this and ran home to score. And because it was deemed that the batter did not technically interfere, they got the point. And so the Rangers were up. At the bottom of the 7th, ties it up 3-3, and then Batista is up to bat. He, of course, makes contact with that next pitch and hits the ball into the stands just under that Budweiser sign you see across the way there, flipping his bat after he does so. Very iconic moment in Blue Jay history. Everybody went wild in the stands. Was anybody here when it happened? So maybe you can attest. Did you have? Yeah, people screamed. They were jumping up and down. You could even see the cameras on live television that were in the stands violently shaking because people were going crazy. It was a great moment in Jays history, and Batista, of course, has been inducted into the Jays Level of Excellence. You can see his name with many others along the way there. I also want to direct your attention to
Ali from Iraq, how are you? Shouty Kathy, they are pounding the dirt on the pitcher's mound.
Halladay fans here? Yeah. So Halladay was probably one of the best pitchers that the Jays, let alone the league, has had. He was a very beloved player here on the Jays. He actually got sent back down to the minors in his first few years with the Jays, but eventually came back in 2001 as a regular starter and went on to win the Cy Young Award in 2003. This is an award that's given to the best pitchers in the entire league. He unfortunately died in 2017, and his number 32, is the only number currently retired for the Blue Jays. Yeah,
That's the only one.
yeah. And Jackie Robinson, which is the one before, his number is retired for all of the teams in. Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of the other names you see along that Jays Level of Excellence, but Roy was inducted into that shortly after he died, and into the Baseball Hall of Fame as well. So feel free to take any pictures of the cool pieces in here, or the field if you want to, and then we'll move on. We have the Springer home plate and scorecard and jersey from his 21-point game that he had recently.
Yeah, it was good times, Shouty Kathy, 2 in a row. Is this the broadcast booth?
That's the visiting broadcaster. Yeah.
That's a pretty nice picture.
All right, folks, we're gonna move on. There's much more interesting things to see. We're going the wrong way.
Hey, Toronto doo-wop music guy.
So this is to the Toronto Islands just here. Hamlin's Club is actually just on the corner there that you can see kind of peeking out. So that's the general area. You'll want to look for that Babe Ruth ball if you're going to go for a nice cold dip. All right, I'll take the first group with me in this elevator here.
Everyone's for 100 level?
Yes. I think like if there is another, I know I have a friend who used to surf on the floor.
And we're gonna head to our right when we exit the elevator.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I'll just sneak in front of you.
Sure.
Catch up to us.
Hey, Toronto Walker, how are you? You know what? The tour is $40. You can get a combo. Like, there's a game later today. I could have gotten a combo, picked my seat, plus the tour. But I'm just doing the tour because I got too much going on today. Dentist appointment, physio, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so $40, for me, well worth it. An interesting tour that I've never seen before. Yoshi has an idea.
All right, we're gonna head down this way.
This is new, isn't it? This is new?
Yes, yeah, this is one of the new.
Wow, that's pretty sexy.
Yeah, this is sort of like the premium entrance.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you just go on Major League Baseball Blue Jay
So
site.
this level is home to some of our premium clubs. So these are new additions. Like I said, where we removed all of the function of turning it into a football field, we got a lot of space behind home plate. And so at the very far end there, we have the Blueprint Lounge, which is sort of meant to cater to the business community here in Toronto. The middle one is the TD Lounge. It's a very high-end cocktail bar sort of vibe in there. And my personal favorite diehard fans. It's modeled after a sports bar, but it has lots of game-used memorabilia, bobbleheads, golden gloves, silver sluggers, World Series trophies, lots to look at in this room. So we're gonna go inside. I'll give you some chance to look around, but before I do that, I just wanna tell you about one other player on that Jays level of excellence that we talked about.
Oh, neat.
So if everyone just wants to gather here, I'll talk very quickly and then I'll give you lots of time to explore. So I just want to talk about one other pretty important player on the Jays, and his name was Dave Stieb. Now, does anybody know what Stieb was known for here on the Jays? Yeah.
Curveball.
Oh, it was actually, well, yeah, he did have a wicked curveball. But he actually is the only Jay to throw a no-hitter. Now, for those who are not super baseball fans, a no-hitter essentially means that not a single player reached base off of one of his pitches. This is an incredibly rare feat in baseball, and his was quite a long time coming. He actually had about 5 really close attempts at a no-hitter before he finally got it, 2 of which were in back-to-back games. In 1988, he took a no-hitter to the 9th with 2 outs, only to have it broken up again in back-to-back games. The odds of this happening are astronomical, like 1 in over 241 million. So it was quite a tense moment for him, a tense few years for him. Many people thought he was just cursed to never get the no-hitter. And then finally, in 1990, he got it. It was a great moment for him, but he's not the only Jay to come very close to throwing a no-hitter. Halladay, who we talked about earlier, in only his 2nd ever game with the Jays, took a no-hitter all the way to the 9th, 2 outs. And unfortunately, the Yankees hit a home run. Now, funny enough, that home run landed in the home bullpen, and who was there to catch it? None other than Dave Stieb. So we see this as a nice passing of the torch. Stieb was our ace for the many years that he played for us, and when he finally retired after that 1998 season, Halladay became our new ace. So I'm going to give you a chance to look around. Golden gloves here. We have some jerseys from some really famous players. We also have the World Series trophies on either side of the bar there. Bobbleheads, if you like those sorts of things, up at this front door there. And a little further in the club, we have silver sluggers, and we even have the ball from the bat flip, if you want to see that.
It's got a real sports vibe.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
real sports. the
Yeah,
bar,
it's modeled after a sports bar. You okay to stay here? Yep.
It's amazing. Yes, Chatty Cathy. Must walk around. Oh, so it's the lineup today? Yeah, it's like, hey Derek, how are you? It's like walking into real sports. Here she is. Hey Jerry, how are you? This is awesome. Oh, DJ booth.
I don't know if they do. It could be, yeah, just that they had meat for here.
Short rib pastrami sandwich for $25. I'd have that for sure. Hey Marty, how are you? Good to see you. More walking.
gray ones, you know, the big comfy recliners here.
Yeah. Sections for the night.
So the stadium in Vegas, this is,
You can see the Jays like practice area.
oh,
Snacks.
Yeah, they were very smart with how they
And we are in the banner club.
Yeah, so the people will sit in sort of behind those gray seats behind home plate. They buy a seat there and then they also get access.
Oh, that's just too cool.
Look at all these silver bats.
Oh my, we're that close there.
yep.
Oh, these are bats.
So it's mostly for season ticket holders, so they'll buy like a season ticket or one of those seats behind the plate, just with the gray fancy ones, and then they get access into these rooms. Yes, yeah, they can come in, you get shocked, like for snacks and stuff too. That's cool. Yeah. No, we're just asking. That's the bat. Yeah, the different lounge is more for business, like people.
This is a sexy club.
I'm guessing so. Yeah.
Oh, David Schneider walk off homer.
Oh, I think it's just the ball. I think the ball might have been off.
Is this the bullpen?
Yeah, the ball in the case there, that's the one that was.
Burgess, I think he pitched yesterday, I believe.
got it back?
The baseball,
It's the baseball, yeah.
that knocked it out of the back.
That is not the.
Yeah, the little puckers. The baseball is the
Oh, you guys are counting it?
Like,
The bat is in 2014.
New Zealand, Canadian, all kinds of wine represented.
they had another bad hold this last week.
Lineup for today. Loving this banner club. Loving the banner club.
Does anyone know why Boston chose number 34 as his number? Yeah, so Holiday number 32 is retired here, but Holiday was number 30.
Can I walk here? Oh. Love these booths. How fucking cool is this spot? Sorry, I'm paying attention to Blue Jay things and not the chat, so I apologize if you're trying to communicate things. Oh, here are the Golden Gloves. Vernon Wells, Devon White, Jose Barrios, Vladimir Guerrero,
We're gonna head out onto the field now.
Jesse Barfield. Okay. Time to go onto the field. Now, I have actually been on the field before because my dad threw the first pitch in the game.
Chance to step on the field. A few ground rules before we do. Please stay on the warning track of the field, the orange part. You'll see there's stanchions put up. Please just don't step past those onto the green part. If you can't follow the rules, we will have to leave the field prematurely. When we get out there, I'll tell you a bit about it, and then I'll give you some chance to take some pretty cool looking photos. Sound good? All right.
No running away.
Now you can see what they're banging, Shady Kathy. My dad threw out the first game of the Blue Jays game, but 25 years ago.
Nice and close here. Alright, so before I give you a chance to take some pictures, I just want to talk briefly about something super interesting, which is, of course, the grass. And that you will see none of it on this field. Because we are one of only 5 ballparks in the entire world to have a AstroTurf field. So if you look here, you'll see these little black pellets in the field. Any idea what those might be made of? Plastic, yeah, rubber specifically. They're actually made of tires. They've been cryogenically frozen and crushed into little pellets. Imagine they can have those especially on our roofs, but more likely irrigation. So so in order to do any kind of irrigation, we literally have to dig up the base of the stadium, which would be very expensive. So we'll stick with our turf for now. Another really cool thing I want to point out is the pitcher's mound that you see there. Now, because this was we do some interesting things to our turf to maintain it. In the turf. One of the things that happened was there was a sudden rainfall when the roof was open. There was muddy footprints all over the turf. So someone literally walked up and mopped it, and we never looked back. So we do that to keep the mud off of the turf part. We also spray fabric softener on our field. It keeps the little black pellets here from sticking to the blades of the turf. Yeah, so it is hard to watch me cut them off. It looks a little strange. This is the flatty bat. Who wants to have a go at that one? There you go. And then anyone a Varsho fan here? We have a Varsho bat. There you go. And if you want any cool photos, let me know. Myself or Kate can take them. You get a photo?
We'll have a good way. Hey, Paul Blunt, how are ya?
My brother's hopefully watching.
Oh, okay. Hey, Randy Ruck, how are you? Yoshi, are you the king of Markham? Or king of Markham, is that the yeah? Yeah, go Jays go. This is amazing. We have to stay on the warning track. I have been on the field at Rogers Center. My dad threw out the first pitch in the ball game. My dad wasn't anybody important. My sister won or bid in a charity auction, which got him to throw out the first pitch and tickets in the red zone, which is right behind home plate, which is right here. So they got 2 tickets, and we went to the game. We sat way up there, and then we kind of tag teamed so we could get a chance of sitting down here. And I got on the picture bound with my 2 nephews, who were just little toddlers at the time. Yeah, fabric softener on them. That's cool.
Ryan, do you want a picture of the bat?
Oh, pitch clock. Okay, cool. It's so weird, the perspective that you have. Now, I know Vladdy comes out here, he'll run down third baseline and he'll throw baseballs into the 500 level.
There are players in the room right now getting ready for the game. I didn't say my line, unfortunately. But this one over here is, of course, the away dugout, and the Jays dugout is the one we passed just over there. Interesting fact about the visiting clubhouse, it's also where the green room happens to be. So lots of famous musicians who have come to play concerts here will have sort of their dressing room and everything in that clubhouse. So it's also seen Taylor Swift, Elton John, AC/DC, Green Day, pretty much any band you can name has been here. Does anyone know what the first concert was here at the Rogers Center? It was Rod Stewart. Yeah. All right, if everyone is done taking pictures, I'll take those bats back. Yeah, sure.
Wow, so much goes into building this.
All right, everyone else, if you want to follow me back this way.
Thank you. So all the seats now face
Face
game,
towards,
as
face
opposed to
in as
stadium
opposed
seating,
to
yeah.
sort of just flat, yeah.
so smart.
Yeah, much better viewing experience for sure. Just get everyone to stop and wait for everyone to catch up here.
Sure. So this being room, it's so quiet.
I know, I was gonna say, as soon as I stop talking, they go quiet.
But all the the booming music and
Yeah, we'll get it soon. As soon as the players come out, they get their pump up music going.
oh yeah.
All right, so before we move on, I just quickly want everyone to look up. Because that is one of the most important parts of our stadium, and that is, of course, the roof. Now, the roof, it's actually came about not from a baseball game, but from a football game. So the 1982 Grey Cup, that took place at Exhibition, like I was talking about a little bit earlier. But they called it the Goldfish Bowl because it rained so much during that game. People were so upset with the situation, they actually marched down to City Hall and said, "We want a dome." And so that's how the idea for this stadium came about. Now, we were originally going to build a permanently domed stadium, but one of our former players and actually now broadcaster, Buck Martinez, said baseball players don't really like playing inside too much. So we had this idea of a retractable roof. Now, the roof itself weighs about 11,000 tons.
Wow.
This is quite a bit heavier than a lot of the ones that are built today, mostly because it was the first one ever. We were the first ballpark in the entire world to have a retractable roof. So they put lots of extra supports in place to prevent any kind of catastrophic failure during opening and closing.
Like Minnesota.
Yes, yeah. Now the roof sits 86 meters from the playing field. That's enough to fit a 31-story building inside the dome here. We have a bit of a saying here that if you don't like the weather, just wait about 20 minutes. This is quite literally because it takes 24 minutes to open the dome and 21 minutes to close it, all of which is a completely silent process. Has anyone seen the dome open before?
Yeah.
Great. So it has to be 10 degrees outside for the dome to open, but as you can attest, it is quite a lovely sight when it finally does. We're gonna head up these stairs here.
I could go for a foot long right now. You have a great voice for this.
Oh, thank you. I'm a feeder kid, so comes with the territory.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I think it's fine. I do.
You know what? If it adds cools for me,
Yeah, I'm getting my steps in, Diva. I have not been to a game yet this year. But I went with Henry and Liam. Upstate New York Bob. Henry goes around. And every time I went with these guys, we won. 50-50 is at $395,000.
All right, folks, we're just gonna head down the stairs here.
More stairs. So all these chairs got ripped out last year, and now they all face properly like a baseball stadium. Before, they had in mind concerts, so you would face like the middle of the field. It was an awkward way to watch a baseball game.
Come on in.
Ooh, this is new.
Yeah, this is very new, actually.
Oh,
So
I know.
welcome everybody. This area here is known as Club 328. It is one of our new spaces, and when I say new, I mean very new. Like they finished construction on it only a couple weeks ago. Any idea why it might be called Club 328? Distance from home plate, yeah, it's actually the distance from the foul pole here all the way back to home plate. It's also why you'll see a lot of nods to yellow in here. It's very foul themed. We're gonna head inside the club because it is home to one of my very favorite parts of the ballpark.
Oh, cool. Diva, I feel your knees. I'm actually going to physio right after this for my knee. Because it's symbolic of the distance from home plate to the foul pole.
So one really cool feature I love about this place is this wall over here. So those are baseball cards from past and present players on the Jays. I always like to tell everyone to try and find your favorite player there. I know for a fact Vladdy's on that wall, so that's someone's favorite player. But it's a really cool feature here at 328. 328 is also home to some of our awesome ballpark food. Was anyone here for Looney Dog night last night?
Yeah.
Yeah? How many Looney Dogs did we have?
11.
Wow, that's impressive. Usually people try and do the 9 hot dogs for 9
Fred
minutes,
McGriff.
but 11 is great.
Yeah. 11 for 8.
Did you guys try the cotton candy fries yet?
We've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard about them too. I haven't had a chance to try them yet.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
So, that thing works.
Yes, yeah, it does. During games they play it.
I love the hot dog swing.
Yeah. The
What a-
number
that is an
hot dog count. It's fun.
That is impressive. That's a hell of a back bar.
Can anyone come down here? No, so you have to buy a ticket specifically for this area. You usually get a seat in the 100 area, just kind of where we pass there, and then also get access down.
$21 for a Caesar.
Good mood, yep.
Yeah, Planko, that's what it is. That's right, Kathy.
All right, folks, we're gonna head up these stairs here.
Oh, neat.
So just down through this corridor here, we have the Sky Dome sign. That was what the Rogers Center was originally called when it opened in 1989. We actually had, the dome itself had its own mascot. Anyone want to guess what that mascot's name was? Very original. It was Domey. He's a little turtle you see next to the sign there. But does anyone know what the Blue Jays' first mascot was? And it wasn't Ace. Anyone? His name was BJ Birdie. We got Ace in 2000. We got his little brother Junior in 2011 for Junior Jays Sundays. We're gonna head up the stairs here to our last stop. Just watch your step, it's a little dark here.
all tours end in gift shops. Korean hot dogs.
All right, everyone, we have unfortunately reached the end of our tour today. I want to thank you so much again for coming along with me. Hope you enjoyed seeing the Rogers Center here, learning more about the Jays as well. You will likely receive an email in the next few days asking for some feedback. These tours are new this year, so we'd love to hear any comments, questions. I'll remind you again, my name is Irene. If you didn't like the tour, my name is definitely something else. We're gonna leave you here at the Jays shop. Your ticket does get you 10% off of all the regular merchandise in here. So take a look around, get a cool Jays hat, cool Jays sweater. And on behalf of the Blue Jays, we hope the rest of your day is a home run. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, come on through. And you guys can exit through here.
Thank you for the tour. You're awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Irene.
Thank you for all the info.
Yeah, you're welcome. Excuse me.
If you want to see yourself on YouTube,
Boom Productions.
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
thank you. Hey, Kurt Affair, where have you been? That's my favorite sound. Hello. Yeah, well, I get 10% off if I get something. I have to check the time.
Medium and large.
It is 11 o'clock. Okay. So I have a physio appointment at 12:30 in the beaches. So I do have some time. I'm starving. Wish I could be buying a foot model. Personalized keychains. Let's see. Is there a boom? No, there's no boom.
Small or extra small. She's about 20 pounds, so if there's like a sizing.
Oh, I guess that's how we get out. Okay, I see. Yeah, so that's $40 gets you this tour, and because I went, you don't have to go now. But I recommend it. It's pretty cool, just to be in those areas that I didn't even know existed. Yeah, there's no number one boom. Jim Schneider, that guy when he came up, he couldn't miss it. Yeah, Springer. Jose Bautista. The coolest thing might have been that bats, Joey Bats, the 19 bats that they had representing the bat flip. Nice hats. Diva, your name's never on those? with everybody carrying a liter's worth of water around now. Okay, well, I think I'm just about over at the J shop. I'm not going to buy anything today. I didn't wear my Blue Jay hat today. I only have one Blue Jay hat at this point, and it's one that I got at a game last year. It has number 42 on it, Jackie Robinson's retired number. And my sister went to the home opener and she wanted to borrow my hat so she could fit in, pretend that she watches baseball. Neat. I like the swoosh. Hey, coleslaw just hanging around there, yeah? Alright, I think I'm gonna head out. I'm just gonna do it with my coat. Turn Mar. Sorry for that. Oh, Blue Jay sunscreen. Why would you need sunscreen in a dome? Well, I guess, yeah, I should take that back. I have been here in the hot and sunny days, and you could really hate your life when it's really hot. So much swag. Burrow Alomar, what a great player. What a great player. What a best fucking trade in baseball history, I think. Just getting Joe Carter and Burrow Alomar. But they removed Robert Alomar from the names, the Hall of Names, the Hall of Fame names. He had some issues. Long after he played baseball here.
Because they said once we bring up the drinking ones,
Convert your cash here.
buy this one to this one.
Oh, this is how they personalize your jersey. Hey Alex, how are you? It's a pretty cool tour of the Rogers Center. And you know, $40 for the tour, absolutely worth it. It was a lot of fun. A lot of walks, a lot of steps. But I'm gonna head out now. So, who knew? I didn't know that there was actually access to this store before the game starts, but it certainly makes sense. They're absolutely staffed for it. 10 a.m. it opens. Okay, closes at 5 p.m. So it's a gate shop. And I'm pretty sure I've actually been in that gate shop before. I was here for an NFL game. Chicago came and played Buffalo here. And I had 50-yard line seats. Pretty awesome. So yeah, here we are. I used to play the old McCain Alomar ads during the Jays games. Like McCain Super Fries. we are. I think there's going to be freezing rain later. And oh my, what is this building? Hey, my pleasure today, Kathy. Prohibited items. I want to see what's on that list. Large handbags. No coolers. Cameras with detachable lenses. Alcoholic beverage. No drugs. No noxious substances. Brooms or sticks. Selfie sticks. Oh, I'm glad I didn't bring a gimbal. Laser pointers, pressurized air horn. No, the aerosol cans. Okay, that's enough. I'm over it. So I'm going to get to, I'm going to walk to Union Station, and then I will end this stream. That's my plan. It looks like they're doing, maybe they're fixing this. This has been a disaster for the last few years, the salmon run feature. Yeah, you can't, don't bring a broom. You know, people bring brooms because you're sweeping the series kind of thing. Miller, Toronto Mayor Miller, used a broom in his campaign. He's going to sweep out City Hall kind of thing. And I went to his my campaign for him. And when he won, he had his acceptance speech at the Bamboo, which was not the old Bamboo on Queen Street, but the new Bamboo, which is now closed. I believe it's now Amsterdam Brewery. It was on Queen's Quay. And I was with my girlfriend, and the place was fucking packed, just packed. And the stage area, we couldn't see it, but somebody figured out that behind the stage, they had these big velvet drapes that you could move aside, and so you could see Miller on stage with his broom, shaking it and saying, "Hey, we won." Anyway, I was with my girlfriend, and I suddenly felt a lot of jostling. It was a very tight crowd, and being no stranger to a mosh pit, I started pushing back. I'm really getting people pushing right against me, and I look, and it's actually security pushing me because they're trying to get the woman who lost to Miller onto the stage. And once I realized that, I bent down, put my hands together, and gave her a boost. And so I jokingly say that I think I supported her campaign better than anybody else. That's jokes. Here is Ripley's Aquarium Canada. And I'm kind of conflicted about aquariums because I really don't like to see those animals kind of caught in cages, right? Marineland was notorious for mistreating animals, whales and things. Now it's 95% shut down. My friend says if you do go, you go on adults only night. He says people just get mangled. They start dropping gummies. Here's the Metro Toronto Convention Centre where the Food and Drink Expo is happening in a couple of weeks. I love the zoo, Chatty Cathy. And, if you go, I went with Liam. He got free passes from the Toronto Public Library. And if you go see the Arctic wolves, for example, Arctic wolves have about the amount of space that the Sky Dome is. Like, it's just massive. So giraffes that I saw seemed pretty happy. Yeah, I do. I love the zoo. Janice, please say something. Yeah, people do. Yeah, it's adults only, so there's no kids, and people would just start taking gummies and get high, and yeah, well, that's what my friend says happens. He's a bit of a pothead, so I don't trust him. And great view. Well, people are bundled up for winter still. Kind of depressing. The Silco Cafe. Henry was here like yesterday or the day before. This wind is low. I don't know where this goes, but I don't really have time to explore today. I've got physio in the beaches soon, and then I've got a dentist appointment where I'm supposed to be getting my teeth cleaned. But I may have to get a filling because I think I chipped my tooth. Taverna looks a fancy place. Yeah, well, that's a good reason to have a zoo, to protect endangered animals. When I was a kid, there was a place called, well, it was a pet store near me. But they had another name, they called it the Endangered Animal Sanctuary. And they had a puma, they had a leopard, they had bobcats, they had an ocelot named Oscar. And kids could just go and see these animals. They had monkeys. It's a pretty cool thing to have in your neighborhood. And once in a while, they would take the leopard out on a leash into the park. True story. We would do walkathons to help raise money for them. Jays are playing tonight, 7:30. Oh, I forget who they're playing. Yeah, Jays are playing Nationals tonight, and the Leafs are playing somebody. I don't know who the Leafs are playing. Yeah, nightmare, traffic nightmare. Oh yeah, super windy. Super windy. I'm hating my life right now. Aria, I was here for wine tasting. Here we are, we're at Union. Tacos, beans, and rice sounds delicious. Well, people, this is where I'm going to end it. Thank you for watching and coming on the tour. It was an awesome tour of the Rogers Center, seeing where the Blue Jays hang out. I'm going to go online and give that girl a thumbs up because she did a great job as a tour guide. So thanks for coming out. Dano, Chatty Cathy, Janice, everybody that was here, Sam. Diva, Alex, Yoshi. Thank you all, and I'm going to end it. I will see you in the ether.